Hey friends, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Melissa. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're returning, thank you for so much for returning. As you can see, in this starting of this clip, I am moving like a snail. So this video is going to be a little different because all of my footage that I filmed was in slow motion. I thought about scrapping this footage and just saying, forget it, I'll just show them what I've done. But I thought I would salvage it and just kind of at least still show you so you can kind of see what's been going on. Yeah, I had a lot of footage that I had to go through and just get rid of me talking to the camera. It wouldn't have been pretty because my mouth would not have been matching up. And I don't know if you're like me, if you're watching a movie and the mouth doesn't match up to the sound, it drives me crazy. So I took all of my talking out when I'm talking to the camera and just showing you guys. So I'm going to be doing a lot of talking and a voiceover, but I tried to keep this video kind of short so that you could kind of see what was going on. So without further ado, let me get to explaining what was going on and what all I have been up to. So, as you can see, I am in this closet and I've cleaned out most of my decorations and decor. There was a lot of decor all over this table. This closet has been a closet that was put in here to be a craft desk. That didn't work out. Then it ended up being a catch-all for just catching a lot of my decor that I'm not using. And so we're switching things up a little bit, but I'm taking off all the contact paper that was on this table. I'm kind of showing you I've sped up everything. We're getting ready to move it out of the closet over there. And then the dresser that I'm getting ready to show you right here, I'm going to put it in the closet and it will store some of my decorations and things. Those decorations at the top, I'm going to be moving all those out. And then on this wall is where the desk is going to be. That desk is going to stay over there. And then that will go in the closet. So I'm just going to reorganize. I'm thinking about changing that color to this color here. I ended up adding this in because this was also something else that we did on this day. I had lots of footage where I was talking and this was a full day. My daughter bought herself a vanity and we had redone her bathroom at one point. We need to redo it again. She's wanting to redo it again. But we got the vanity in and my husband and we were hanging it up for her. So I just left this in here even though it's not a lot of talking or anything. It kind of shows you what we were doing on this day. But we hung her vanity up, so she's happy now. She's finally got a place to kind of store some things. And yeah, so this was just included because this is part of that day. But after we got this finished, I ended up and I went back downstairs and started back in the room again, and we got busy moving this table out of this closet. So like I said, this table was originally put in here. It was originally going to be a crafting table. I used it for that for a while. Then I switched it and made it like an office table. I used it like that for a while. And it just never ended up being functional in the way that I wanted it to be. So I wanted another desk to put it into this room so that I could use it for like a Bible study table. Because a lot of times when I'm doing my Bible study, I end up spreading out all my study stuff on the dining room table. And then if we have dinner or anything, I've got to clean up and move everything and, put it all away. And so I just like to have a space where I could just leave it sitting out and then I don't have to move it. I can come back to it. So that's kind of going to be the intention of it now. So we're moving it out of the closet and we're going to fix it. It was, as you could tell, it was fixed to the wall. And so it just has 2 legs on it, but it works fine. We did it as a makeshift thing and it still looks okay even with the 2 legs on it once it's all said and done. So my husband was helping me on this day. My daughter was helping me. She helped me clean out the closet and that was all done kind of prior to all this. But this closet is decent size. It's set back on both sides. All of that stuff at the top is going to stay. It is family pictures, different things like that. But I will clean out and clean off the other shelf up there with all of the decorations and things. Once I put my winter decor away and then I start bringing out, my plan is to next year hopefully work my Christmas around what I have instead of removing so much of it. So we'll see. But at this point, I'm just sliding the dresser and some of the things in the closet so that we can kind of make room for working in here as we're working around. We had that big beanbag in the room and it worked great. The intention was I was thinking about leaving it in there, but that thing is huge. It is a monstrosity size. It's enormous. And it may not look it on camera, but it fills up like that room. So eventually we end up taking it out. It's not in this video, but it is out of this room at the moment. And we put it back down in the basement just to be a chair down there. So we're moving this table over here and we're measuring the wall to kind of get it centered. I didn't want to butt it right up against the side of the wall because of the windowsill. So that's what we're working on right now. We're working on just measuring it off and getting the table set up. So I'm going to stop talking while we're putting this table up, and then I'll come back in just a minute just to give you a rest from listening to me jabber. Okay, so once we got the table all set up on the wall, I started sanding it down with just a little bit of sandpaper just to kind of give it a smooth finish to make sure I got all of there was a little bit of sticky residue left on the wood from the contact paper. So I was making sure that I was getting rid of all of that and I was getting ready to stain it. So you will see me staining the top of the table and then I will paint the legs. And I painted the legs white so that it can match the other desk that's going to stay in the room. I do plan on getting a board or something and making another top to put on the other desk. And then I'm going to stain that to match this table. And that way both of the tables will look cohesive. They'll both have white on the bottom and then a stained wood top. That's not in the video, the other table, but that just gives you an idea of where my thought process is and what I'm going to do. So at this point, I'm getting ready to start staining the table and then I'm going to paint it. yes, I vacuum the top of it and then I wipe off all the rest of the residue.
Found my joy in the Lord Almighty, searching high, lost, then He surprised me. Shining bright like the sun, He guides me. In the shadows, His light revives me. Mountains crumble 'cause He's my foundation. In every storm, He's my salvation. In His arms, I find jubilation. Love eternal, no hesitation. God my rock, God my King. With every breath, praises I sing. To Him forever my heart will cling. With His love, joy does spring. Through the valleys, He walks beside me. When I'm weary, His strength provides me. Feel His love, it's a fire inside me. Grace and mercy, they won't deny me. Holy Savior, guide my heart. From your ways I'll never part. Beginning to end, you're my start. With your love, my soul's a work of art. God my rock, God my King. With every breath, praises I sing. To Him forever my heart will cling. With His love, joy does spring. God my King. Joy does spring. God my rock, God my King. With every breath, praises I sing. To Him forever my heart will cling. With His love, joy does spring. Joy does spring. Joy does spring. Joy does spring. Through the valleys, He walks beside me. When I'm weary, strength provides me. Feel His love, it's a fire inside me. Grace and mercy, they won't deny me. Holy Savior, guide my heart. From your ways I'll never part me. Feel His love, it's a fire inside me. Grace and mercy, they won't deny me. Holy Savior, guide my heart. On your ways I'll never part. Beginning to end, you're my star. With your love, my soul's a work of art. Oh, the spring.
Okay, yes, it probably would have been a whole lot easier to paint and stain this without it being attached to the wall, but there wasn't a lot of room and space in the room to leave it on the floor, kind of flip it around, whatever. So I just opted just to get it attached to the wall. Even when I paint the walls, I'm just going to paint around it. But yeah, that's kind of the way I did it. I still had that beanbag in the room. I hadn't moved it out, but now I'm getting ready to shift gears, and I'm going to use some paper, like construction paper, cardstock actually, and it's slid kind of like underneath of the pedestals on the floor, so it kept me from getting it on the floor, and I was able to get all the way down on the pedestal on the leg. So that's kind of how I did it, and yeah, probably would have been easier to do it a different way, but I don't sometimes do things the easy way. I just get it done. It's in my head to get it done, and that's what I do.
In the darkest night I stand alone, feel His warmth in every bone. When I'm lost and far from home, His love always brings me back. When I'm weak, full of doubt, I hear His whisper in the crowd. Even when the world's so loud, His love always finds a way. When I'm weak and full of doubt, I hear His whisper in the crowd. Even when the world's so loud, His love always finds a way.
Okay, so at this point, the little shelf that was above the desk in the closet, we took out as well. and I'm going to place this on the wall above the desk where it's located now, and use it. You'll see eventually, but that's what I'm doing. I'm staining it to match, and yeah, probably would have been easier to take off the brackets, but you know, I don't do easy. I just do it the hard way. I get her done though.
Before I fall, every time I hit a wall, His love lifts me up again. In every trial, every storm, His love keeps me safe and warm. No matter where my heart has roamed, God's love is my eternal home. God's love won't ever fade. It's strong like an unbroken chain. Through the sunshine and the rain, God's love will always reign. God's love won't ever fade.
Okay, friends, so at this point, it was time for dinner. So it was a cold evening, and it was a good night for some chili. So my husband usually makes the chili around here, and he makes amazing chili. It is so yummy. But he was busy on this night with other things, and he had done a lot for me that day, helping me upstairs in the bedroom, Taylor's bathroom, not her bedroom, but her bathroom, helping me hang that vanity, and then taking out the table, and just, you know, he had helped me a lot with different things that day. So I decided to just make some chili and put it in the crock pot. So I cut up some onion and sauteed it with my hamburger and seasoned it with some like taco seasoning. And then I placed it in the crock pot, used some chili beans, added some black beans, and then I'll add some seasonings and spices here. I added some diced tomatoes, and then I'm getting ready to add a little bit of tomato paste. This chili was not nearly as good as, like I said, what my husband makes, but it was good. It was edible, you know. So I think it had like more of a sweeter taste. I don't know why, but it was good. I added a little bit of beef broth to help add flavor, onion powder. I believe I add some garlic powder and some chili seasoning. So I place that in the crock pot, and then I'll get ready to go in, and I will finish out restaining the shelf again, because there was a couple spots I needed to sand back down. There was still some residue left on it from the contact paper that I didn't realize. So I sand that down a little bit, and then I go back in and give it another coat of stain, because I wanted it to be a little bit darker. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just sanding it down in those little areas, and then I'll add another coat of stain. Then I add another coat of stain to the top of the desk as well. There are some things that I have done since this day that I believe one Sunday I came home and I just started working in there, and I did accomplish a couple things that I did not film. So, but I will fill you in on, you know, how it all looks and what I did do since. But this is all that I got accomplished on this day. But it was a good start to the way this room is actually turning out. It's still not finished because I'm having to work around different schedules and different things. At the time of doing this voiceover, I'm actually back to work. So I'm just, you know, I've already ran my afternoon run, and I'm back home finishing out the voiceover now. I started it in the middle of the day, and now I'm trying to finish it out. So that's kind of how I have to do things. I have to stop and start, and that's the same with projects. But it's okay. It gets done eventually, and, you know, I just take my time and do it a little at a time. So I apologize that this video had to have so much of a voiceover and different things, but I'm going to end it here while I'm getting ready to serve our dinner, that chili that night, and I made some cornbread muffin rolls, and that's how we ate our dinner that evening. So, yeah, I apologize again for the way I had to do this, but I wanted to get this footage out to you. I had so much filmed, I didn't want to waste it. So, thank you so much for sticking around with me and hanging out with me through this and bearing with me through my little blunders. But Lord willing, friends, there'll be another one, and hopefully I'll do it right next time.
Guides me through the night, love never fails, incredible and true. Through life's many trails, I see only you. Thank you.